Many times people feel scammed not because of the big things. You know, if you went ahead and had an affair and you had a child, it's huge. Many times, women forgive and actually accept the child. I have a very good friend whose husband could not zip it up. She knew that when she was getting into a relationship. You know, at some point, when another woman approached her that I have a child with your husband, do you know what she did? She told the woman, it's okay, I'm gonna discuss with my husband, then we will give you an answer in the morning. And when the husband came in the evening, this lady asked the husband, is it the child you want or the woman? Tell me now. If it's the child, bring him. I will take care of him just like the way I've been taking care of my own child or of my own children. For a woman to say that, she's seen it all and she has accepted. I know me and you can judge. And that's what I'm saying. Many times, it is not the biggest things which break a marriage or make a marriage go cold or create a major disconnect in a relationship. It is small things. And today, I want to talk about wounds in hearts. If you don't take care of your spouse, wounds in hearts is going to bring a huge disconnect. If your partner comes to you and says, you have hurt me here, you wounded me when you did this, I'm struggling to recover. Don't just say sorry and move on. That is not an apology. And we'll talk about how to apologize in a marriage, because trust me, it is different. Story for another day. Today, I want us to talk about the wounds and the hurts, disappointments, you know, by your spouse. First, and then, if your spouse comes with a wound, major wound inflicted at workplace, major wound inflicted from her own parents, from her own family, or vice versa, how do you, as a spouse, address these things and be there for your spouse? My name is Getrude, and welcome to Marriage is a Scam with a cherry on top. Subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter, follow me Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and TikTok. The name is still the same, Getrude. It's not about an apology. I know when you're talking about relationships, so many topics intertwine. Today I want to make it very, very clear. It's about wounds in hearts which go unchecked. And it makes the other person feel like you're not sensitive to them. You don't care. You know, you're not connecting, because in marriage, especially as women, the way we were taught, you get married and this man will love you. They don't tell us how this love or what this love entails. To us, we understood, if I'm hurting, you will hurt. And that's why young brides are associated with cries. Oh my goodness, you cry and the world comes to a standstill. Your husband stopped. If he was leaving, he stops. And then you continue being married. You continue crying. He goes. You call, cry, he disconnects and tell you, let me know when you stop crying. It's marriage. And it's not a scam. It's just marriage. And it goes through different phases. So, which kind of wounds are we talking about? First, let's start with wounds inflicted by our own spouses. Sometimes directly and sometimes indirectly. Sometimes this is done intentionally to hurt you back because you did something. And sometimes they're not even aware. So how would we bring this up? We talk about it. We discuss, bring it to the table. You know, and we even say the details. How exactly we were hurt. How exactly he wounded you. How exactly she wounded you. You know, I'll give a very weird. Oh my God, marriage, guys, is not a scam. Let me tell you something. In one of those bridal showers, I was giving a talk and I was teaching about cleaning. You know, I am so big in cleaning after sex. After you have gone to Mombasaraha, you know, you've had your nice sex, you have enjoyed. Ladies, you don't just, you know, close your legs and sleep. No, you get up and you go to the loo and you pee and you wash with cold water, and then you come with a warm towel, you wipe him. There's a lady who told me he wounded her husband by cleaning. You know, she didn't know, but every time she would have sex, she would get up. Okay, so she was not cleaning him, but she would get up to go pee and clean herself. Until one day, this guy told him, am I that dirty? You know, do you feel disgusted after sex with me? That's why you have to go to the bathroom and clean up. I'm like, no. I read this somewhere that if I do that, it stops me from getting infection. And then the guy like, what, really? He said, yes. You know, but this guy had been carrying this, you know, not even enjoying sex with his wife because he was wounded. His heart, every time they have sex, the lady goes to clean. She wouldn't have known this if he didn't speak up. And he said, I saw the look on his face. This guy was hurt. Anyway, they addressed it. So I told her, now continue cleaning yourself because you have to do that. But after you have peed, you have cleaned yourself, come with that nice warm towel. You know, switch on the lights, clean the mess, wipe him up. If you have 2 towels and he dropped a sweat, clean him up. Then it becomes a cleaning ceremony after sex. It's not just about you taking care of yourself. Trust me, I did save a marriage. I think I did. Anyway, that is just one of them. Let me remember, because I'm very passionate about this. Okay, so sometimes we hurt each other, we wound each other, you know, using our own characters. I'm very bubbly, I'm very loud, you know, I talk, you know, I do not let things go. I have to address to me. Well, maybe I'm not the kind of person who goes to sleep, you know, listen to, like, oh, you can't go to sleep when you're angry. No, I've learned, you know, along the way that sometimes it's good to calm down before address. But trust me, if something bugs me, I'll bring it to the table. Very different from my husband. You know, he'll rather keep quiet than blow up later on. He's learning. He's learning, you know, especially after 25 years, how to deal with me. So, there's a time a lady shared that she's really stressed at work. You know, she's bubbly, yes, she's all over the place, yes, but she's very hardworking and she's very passionate. You know, the beauty with loud people like us, we are so passionate about what we believe in. So every time she comes she comes home, stressed at work, you know, wants to confide in the husband, tell her, this is what is happening. You know, the husband says, you know, what did you do? Wewe na hiyo mdomo yako refu. Nini ulifanya? You know, not everybody can hate you in the nini. It must be something you did. You know what? It doesn't matter what she is, who she is. Sometimes when your spouse comes to you, she's been beaten up out there. You just need to open up your arms. Don't give whatever it is, you know it's true. Keep it to yourself. Tell her something, you know, especially timing is everything, good people. Timing is everything. When she's coming hurt, wounded, and she's opened up to tell you what is going on, it's not the time to attack. If you have nothing good to say, hold her. Sometimes just to hold her, you know, and tell her it's going to be okay. Even you know it's not going to be okay, but it doesn't matter. That's not what she needs to hear. And then later on, you could bring it up. Maybe could it because of this and this and this? Try to explore. The fact that time you made her feel good, she will actually listen to what you have to say. You know, and she might even implement. Even if she doesn't, you've already said it at the right time. And next time she has a fight, she will think twice. You know, I also know this guy who can't keep a job. My goodness, he is brilliant. If you go for an interview with this guy, he will definitely get the job. He gets the job most of the time. But then when it's time to be dismissed, he's always the very first person to be dismissed. because his talent, he's good at his job, but his character as a person is wanting. And of late, people have realized sometimes you take the second best, you know, because this other one, the character does not add up. It's becoming more and more clear. People would rather work with people who are people's person and they know teamwork than very smart, very good at your job, but then you're not a team player. You know, so this guy, he's frustrated because he also doesn't know he has those kind of issues. Comes to the wife, he's been beaten up, he's been, you know, isolated. Nobody wants to hang out with him because he always says the wrong thing. Let me tell you something. If you're married to that kind of a person, the world has already beaten him up. When he comes home to you, that is the time you play sex. Not just having sex. Not even time to make love. You play it because playing is way over the top. You plan a sex carpet for him. You know, this is how you treat a girl who's been beaten up, and all he was doing is trying to fend for the family. After you have made him feel like a king, then you can address the issues. You can even suggest, maybe you need to see a counselor. You can even suggest, maybe you need to go for this kind of talks. Or maybe you need to read this book. Unlike somebody I know who knew their wife had a lot of issues, and all he did, every time he goes through social media, he sees something, he sends it to the wife. And whatever it is he says, it's directly attacking the wife's character. It used to hurt her. Those kind of clips wounded her. And every time he would address, atamba vile yeye hataki maendeleo. So she says, these days I don't even open. He sends, I delete. And sometimes I don't realize it was already downloaded. I see this thing, I follow where it's coming from. It came from my husband. And it really, really hurt her. And that's what I'm saying. If we don't take care of the wounds and the hurts from our spouses, it's going to build on and on and on, create a major disconnect. Before you realize, if it's a man, he's holding back emotionally, because that's one of the best way to starve and attack a woman. And when it comes to the woman, she holds back sexually, because that is the only way to kill a man. So he's not man enough for you. Marriage is not a scam, good people. It's not. We just need to listen, read in between the line, be more patient with one another. You know, even if the feelings are not there, we are still committed to this relationship. You can be nicer to one another. Like I said, it's not the major things which break our marriages. It's the little things like the wounds and the hurts. Guys, let's take care of each other's wounds and hurts. And it will not hurt as much. It's so sad when you find a husband or a wife, married, yes, but so lonely. This really, really hurts. Yeah. And this particular one, I want to talk to men. When it comes to running a home, it's not easy. Running a home is not easy. Because it's not, even if you're a home executive or a housewife, you know, the children you have to take care of, your husband, and I'm sure business or even extended family. Now, I need a helper to help me, and that helper needs to be under me. You know, you should not interfere. I remember visiting a friend out of the country, and she had this maid. You know, I've been to her house many times. Every time I go to that country, I go to her house. So the very first time, this lady was weird. And because I know how maids can be, she's a busy lady. She does events around the country. You know, she does so many things. So she's all over the place. That's why she needs a helper, and a strong one, to be able to help her run the home. You know, the husband knew what he was getting into. So I go there. Sometimes I find myself just at home, me and the maid and the kids. She has plans. Just because she has a guest doesn't mean she should stop her work. You know, and then I realize this maid keeps talking to me. Oh, there's no this, she doesn't do this. So trying to turn this woman, you know, into something else. I caught that very quickly, and I made her stop. She normally hosts so many people. Apparently, some of the friends who went to visit did not make her stop. Continue gossiping. Can you imagine you gossiping your house with the mate? How mannerless can you be? That's not even the worst part. By the time this maid was being fired, she had taken so much authority from the children. They were almost calling her mom. And she had badmouthed the mother to the children, pointing out every little mistake this mom is making. She couldn't take it anymore. She was fired. The worst part is when, after she was fired, she kept calling the kids 3 times in a day. 3 times in the day. They were not your children. You are a hired help. You are terminated. Please go in peace. She caused havoc between the kids, the husband, and the mother. I remember one time she told me she took the kids' phones and deleted the number and blocked. So she couldn't call. She called the husband. She had the audacity. She called the husband to ask why can she get hold of the children. And the husband and the children came home dinner time and they were telling off the mother. Oh, they're so lucky. They have a good mother. If it were me, ningechoma nyumba. Bwana yangu na watoto wangu wananiongelesha vibaya kwa sababu ya mbochi. I have all the respect for all the maids, but when they do this, that's overstepping. You understand what I'm saying? And right now, I'm thinking the man, she actually thought this woman was taking care of the kids better than the wife. She was paid to do that. She was paid to do that. Okay? And the kind of a job this lady had, those no way should have given 100%. And most of the time we don't. Come on. We don't. And we know. And it hurts. But when another woman comes to throw this on your face, it hurts even more. This lady was wounded. By the time she was sharing this story with me, she was wounded, she was hurt. And the husband did a poor job rectifying the situation. And that's what I'm saying. Guys, sometimes it's not the major things. It's these little things. Wounds, hurts. Even I can attest to this. Weight. Let me tell you something. Weight is such a personal thing. And in case you didn't realize, it's also psychological. Some of us are comfort eaters. When you see me bigger, I'm struggling with something. I don't know about you, but I can tell you, of all the people, my husband can't make me lose weight. Anybody can comment about my weight. Anyone can make fun of my weight, but he can't. Because to me, it's because I'm struggling with something. I don't know whether you made a bad comment to your husband or to your wife, and you kept pushing them. Every time they pick a plate of food to eat, you're looking, you're giving them those bombastic side eyes. You can't. Let's be sensitive to one another. And sometimes even men. And I know the biggest way for wives, because they have control over the kitchen. The guy akona kitambi paka imefunika Mr. Victor. Ama Mr. Victor imeshrink because of the kitambi and you can't tell him directly. So you decide to put him on a diet. The guy worked, maybe didn't eat anything. Then he comes home, he wants to sit on that huge plate of whatever it is you have cooked. And he finds sandwiches day 1, sandwiches day 2, salad day 3. Kube the guy has been put on a diet and he doesn't know. Not fair. And guess what? They have money. They'll be eating from wherever they are. They come home, eat your sandwich and sleep. And the weight is even becoming worse. Wounds and hurts. Check on that. And you see a whole lot of difference in your relationship. My name is Getrude Mungai. I'm a lifestyle designer on sex and relationship. Please subscribe. I would really, really love to hear from you. Give me a comment. Let me know you're there. Which topic touched you? Which one did you like? Which one did you think I was biased? Because I'm told sometimes I am biased. I'm a woman at the end of the day. And I've been a woman for almost 50 years now. And not just that, I have been married for 25 years. And I've been giving this talk for 17. So give me some credit, guys. I know what I'm talking about. See you later.